The Rosary is what really changed my life in college. I had been doing a lot of different Bible studies with some college friends, and they were really great, and I got to know Jesus through the Bible. But when I started praying the Rosary, which included meditations and talking to our Lord Jesus Christ, that is what changed my life. I had been skipping around, going to different prayer groups, Bible studies, and finally there was a group of students who started to do a Rosary group together. And I had seen this prayer beads before, I had known about it, but I didn't know how to pray it. And I jumped in, tried to pray, and was very nervous because I didn't even know how to pray a Hail Mary. Then we were blessed to have a priest come all the way from Kenya, and he told us that during Lent, maybe we should try to pray 30 minutes a day with Jesus. And to me, that was a lot. I had scheduled Jesus in throughout my day, either going on Wednesdays to the prayer group, Thursdays to the Bible study, Sunday going to Mass, whatever it was, I scheduled him in. And I hadn't spent time talking to just Jesus for 30 minutes. That's a very long time. So I thought I'd be smart, and I was like, well, I know I could fill up that 30-minute block, a Rosary, because I had just joined the Rosary group, and I was like, I can just take time to learn it. Well, Lent started, and I did not start my Lenten resolution. And I think it was about 4 days into Lent, I finally sat down in the chapel and I was like, all right, we're gonna do this. And I still didn't know how to pray the Rosary, so I pulled out my laptop and I listened to a recording of the Rosary and I prayed along with that. And I got really excited because I finally learned how to pray the Rosary on my own through the recording. And I remember listening to a Catholic speaker, Jackie Francois Angel, and she had mentioned that she had done a thing called the 54-day novena. And as I was just excited, just did my first Rosary, I wanted to learn more about the Rosary, as I looked into this thing called the 54-day novena. And turns out, as I found this novena, it had started on February 16th. And I looked down on my laptop at the date, and it was February 16th. The same day I just did my first Rosary. So I was like, I already promised to pray the Rosary for 40 days, why not extend it to 54? And so I knelt down in that chapel and I thought of my resolutions of what I wanted to pray for, and I found 3 things very close to my heart. It was perfect because it was something that was going to hold me accountable to do the Rosary every single day. And so I think that first week maybe I missed the Rosary once, but I just made it up the next day. And I trudged through those 40 Lenten days. I started realizing that my life was changing. I started going to daily Mass, I started going to weekly confession, I started having some of my Protestant friends notice changes in me and started asking me about these Rosary beads I was praying, about my devotion to Mary, and started questioning it and worried that I was straying away from Jesus Christ. And so that freaked me out, and so I started doing my own research. I started researching YouTube videos, books. I would read books, an entire book in like 1 day, 2 days, trying to figure out, am I doing the right thing? Am I not going to Jesus? Am I going just to Mary? What am I doing? And so through my research, I started to discover how powerful the Holy Rosary is, how powerful it is to have our Blessed Mother to help us, to bring us closer to Jesus. And through my journey of doing this Rosary every day, I discovered and deepened my relationship with Jesus more than I could ever imagine, more than I ever thought possible. I tend to be a perfectionist, and so in those first few days of doing the Rosary, I would sit down in the chapel and really try to understand the structure of the Rosary, understand the meditations, understand the fruits of each mystery. So for example, one of them, in my second day doing it, the Sorrowful Mysteries, was the second sorrowful mystery is the Scourging of Jesus Christ. And the fruit of the mystery is mortification. I had never heard of this word before, and I was like, what the heck does mortification mean? So I Googled it, I looked it up, I started meditating with that word, and little did I know, but I was doing the first steps of true Catholic meditation. I was learning about our faith, studying it, and spending time with Jesus and asking him to help me know more about these mysteries of our faith. These are the things that drew me to confession, drew me to daily Mass, drew me to receive Jesus Christ, truly present in the Most Holy Eucharist every day. During this first part of this novena, I was asking Mary for a particular intention. And after 27 days, all of a sudden the prayer changed on me. I was using the online version, and I clicked the next day, day 1. And as I was finishing my Rosary that day, the words changed. And they changed to, "which in your love have obtained for me." And I was shook by those words, that I was praying and saying, thank you, Mary, for answering those prayers. And And I had to look into my life. Did she answer what I had prayed for? And I found, yes, she had in many ways. I already knew she answered many of them, but now looking back, it was even more than I even thought possible. She helped me grow closer to her son. She helped me grow more in my Catholic faith, to love my Catholic faith, to understand why I went to Mass on Sundays and why that was really the highlight of my entire week. The 54-day Rosary Novena drastically changed my life. Before, I never prayed the Rosary every single day. I did it on occasion. I didn't even know how to pray the Rosary. It changed my life, and each time I keep doing these 54-day novenas, Our Lady is always answering my prayers. We can't pray constantly for our intentions all day, every day, but if we give them to Mary, she will always be bringing them to our Lord during our busy moments. I looked up this Rosary Novena Jackie Francois Angel mentioned, and I found a version of it online. I will link that in the description below, so you can use the same exact one I used. There's two versions, the original version and the newer version. I didn't really know what the difference was, and so I was like, if we're going to start this from scratch, let's just start with the first one, and later down the road I can try the second one. So the original one has the joyful, sorrowful, and glorious. So these are the mysteries I meditated on through my first 54-day novena. Later, I would try the newer version that has the luminous mysteries, which are still very good, and those roses that you'll place at Our Lady's feet will be yellow roses. For those of you who don't like to use your phone in the chapel, or would just like to carry around a physical version, you can buy the original version or the one with the luminous mysteries as well. I will include those also in the description below. Never was it known that anyone who went to Our Lady was left unaided. Pray your rosary every day and pray the 54-day novena. It will change your life. Trust me. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe because next week we're going to learn how to do a DIY craft of making a real bouquet of roses for Our Lady's head. This week we did the spiritual, next week we'll do the physical roses. God bless you and have a great week.